I'm here from a Mayor's Report on St. Patrick's Day, Wednesday, March 17th. I'm actually at Infineon Raceway, partnering with Infineon Raceway and the CHP on a sobriety challenge, where we're doing a drunk driving simulation, where I did the driving test. I did it without drinking. Now I'm going to be doing the test later on after having some drinks to show the effect of each drink on blood alcohol level and your ability to do basic driving maneuvers as kind of a public thing. So I'm happy to participate in that. It was a great St. Patrick's weekend here in the city of Dublin. I want to thank a lot of people that made it possible. The Dublin Sister City Association for hosting our Irish visitors and for doing a great green and white gala. Local Firefighters 55 for the green pancake breakfast on Saturday morning. The Lions Club and specifically Bill Burnham for an outstanding parade. This year's parade had the most participants ever and the most spectators ever, so it was a great time for everyone. The Knights of Columbus, the corned beef dinner serving over 500 people in less than a half hour, always an amazing feat at Moran Hall. And finally, the City of Dublin, volunteers and staff for their work with the parade and with the festival and the fun run. The festival was a great time. I think everyone had the weather cleared. It was a wonderful weekend. A lot of authentic Irish games and booths, and obviously the fun run. Over 1,600 participants. I was out there running. Saw a lot of you out there running as well. Running, walking. Didn't matter. It was just great to see everybody participating. Speaking of the fun run, that's a good segue right into our council meeting. One of the things that we talked about at our council meeting was the initiation of a Healthy Cities campaign. Dublin does a lot of things to promote health, but really putting it under the Healthy Cities banner and promoting wellness and fitness, having links on our website and a web page dedicated within the city to the health-related things that we do, both in terms of recreation and planning. It's something that the council said that we want to do, that we want to promote fitness. We're going to be doing a Biggest Losers Challenge, or with the other cities. I'm going to be challenging the other mayors in the other cities when the new year comes to see which city can lose the most weight in terms of its collective population. Just some fun things, but things that we can do to promote health and wellness and fitness. So wanted to talk a little bit about that, especially coming out of the Shamrock Fun Run when we had so many participants. We're also going to be hosting another run at Dublin High School to raise money for the athletic department right after homecoming this Saturday morning. We're going to be doing a 5K and a 10K, so that's something I'll have more information for moving forward. At our council meeting Tuesday night, we did a couple other things as it relates to development and transportation. We lowered the fees, the traffic impact fees, for all development within the transit center by 25%. So that's a significant reduction of fees, the largest reduction we've ever done. But I think we all know that when you build units, that those units need transportation mitigation for the infrastructure to support them. But it has been proven that if you live in a transit center, there are less vehicle trips because more people rely on transit. So therefore, we pass that savings on to the developer, a 25% reduction, which we think will have a significant impact in terms of future development in the existing transit center as well as the future transit center when the West Dublin BART station is open. In addition to that, we also lowered all of our traffic impact fees. Even though we lowered them last year in Eastern Dublin by 7%, we did an additional study and we're going to be lowering the fees by another 3%. So a 10% reduction over 2 years. Again, part of our strategy of promoting economic development and making us as business friendly as possible. A few other items on our council agenda as it relates to business. The Day on the Glen Festival for 2010, we're going to take a pause on that, partly because of the budget constraints. Obviously, we're going to need to scale back some of the things that we do. We want to use the year to kind of retool that event. Attendance is somewhat stagnant, and it was a significant cost to the city. But we're going to be doing some other things instead in terms of a big event for the grand opening of Fallon Sports Park, and also we want to use some of the money for the potential farmers market at Emerald Glen. So those are some of the things that we're going to be doing instead. As it relates to pedestrian safety, we did a vote on Brannigan Street at the corner of Brannigan and Aviano to create a little bit more of a red curb to allow pedestrian safety and driver safety in that area because it was limited visibility. So it's something we're always talking about promoting. So we took action there. And as it relates to development, I proposed to the council, and the council agreed that we would look at our entire development agreement process, the whole DA process, to figure out other ways that we can streamline things. Currently, we've always done a 5-year DA, for all developments within Eastern Dublin. We're going to take a look at that to see, is there another way that we could do development that guarantees the city gets its infrastructure and parks and also is more conducive to the developers, because a lot of times a lot of money and staff time is spent negotiating development agreements, and sometimes they can be a little bit burdensome both for the city and for those trying to do business in our city. So that's something that we're taking a look at. So that's my report for today. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day.